Shalom and good day all, this is the Helium29 back again for another Fool's Gold review. And of course, this time around we're covering some more Brian Michael Bendis. Now let's cover things quickly in regards to the currency conversion here, as to how much I paid for this and how much it is in US. So in the US dollar it is $3.99. Now, you'll be looking at the standing order price to which I pay for it, which is $7.15. In this Fool's Gold, I rate the cover, the art, and the story. On top of that, I also give a total in regards to how much I think the cover is worth, how much I think the art is worth, and how much I think the story is worth. But they also still receive a rating. And then there's a total for the artist or artists and a total for the writer. Let's get to it. So, starting off with this cover, I must admit, this is probably one of the better covers that Brian Michael Bendis has put out for this particular run of Legion of Superheroes. One thing I really enjoy about it is how it's also broken down to which you can see each character. On top of that is also seen within the story. So for this, I'm going to give this a rating of 6 out of 10. That's right, a 6 out of 10, just for the cover. How much do I think the cover is worth? $1.50. Okay, now let's move into the internal art. Now, I need to point this out because this is important, because this story has more than one artist on it, as the cover also points out as well, and this indicates the pages to which each artist worked on, including the cover, and also varying cover artists. Now, starting up towards the beginning of the story, I enjoy the detail here that the person has put in relation to the person who heads the United Planets. Fantastic job. Also, good job with what they've done here with John Samuel Kent. As well as pretty good detail in some areas. Some characters you can't make out. But apart from that, very good. Let's move to the middle. This is about the midway point. Actually, I really enjoyed the scene here. Just in the panels of the art. I think the artists did a really good job in this. And now to move towards the end. As you can see, there is a slight discrepancy. In fact, I liked the art more so on the right hand side than the left. Because the character of the White Witch, I think, could have had a little bit more detail in it. Where Gold Lantern, I actually enjoyed what the artist did here for him. And it's nice to finally have this character reappear again. But we still haven't received that backstory. When's that going to turn up? my guess, it will probably be issue 15, knowing Brian Michael Bendis. You know, the one that finishes after this arc. And of course, reappearance of the Gold Lantern here. This just wasn't necessary in the story. It makes John look like a cradle snatcher. Considering if you were to bring someone that young into the future, he would be way older than Saturn Girl. Not necessary, Bendis. Not necessary in any way, shape, or form. So, rating for the internal art. Again, 6 out of 10. How much do I think it's worth? Another $1.50, so that's $3 towards the artists. Now, let's get to the story. Did the story have cast of characters? In fact, they did, and they were quite well done, recognized. Did they have locations? Well, not really. They did have. It did have the story. It did have the appearance of one thing that showed outside. That says Jack Diddley's squat to the reader. What about comic references? Oh, no. Brian Michael Bendis doesn't like his comic references for some reason, but they are important to the story. And did it also cover time as to when some of these things took place? Yes, it did. So, for all three of those things which did appear there, I'm giving it a 4 out of 10 in regards to those things. Only those things only. But what about the overall story? Still a little bit over wordy. Too much word garbage, as some people call word salad. I'd still recommend you pick up Brian Michael Bendis' Jinx World trade paperbacks over this, because you're going to get far more a superior story than this. Like, even if it's Torso, Powers, Jinx, you'd get far more entertainment out of that than this. The story, of course, centers more around the United Planets again, and it looks like this whole idea of the United Planets is going to fall apart. Well, that's how it's coming across predictive-wise in this story. Then you see like auditions to, who can be a Legion member? Well, how does the United Planets grab their members? I did enjoy that it sort of explored that a little bit more in this. So in that, I'm going to give the story, for overall story, 2 out of 10. It's an improvement, but not the best improvement. But I do want to thank Brian Michael Bendis. I really like this cover. Good choice in using the artist for that. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. And let me know what you thought of the story. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Yes, I gave the story a rating, but I didn't give the story how much I think it's worth. Well, if it's in the rating of 2, I'd have to say 75 Australian cents. Okay, back again. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section of what rating you think this story is worth by Bendis. And until then, let's keep it colourful. And if you have now reached the end of this video, which is now, you are awesome.